Hey, today I'm very excited because I'm going to tell you the story of Venerable Angulimala. This is a story how evil is overcome by good. So let's listen to the verse. Who by wholesome kamma covers up the evil done, illumines all the world as moon when free from clouds. When I first heard this story more than 10 years ago, coming to 20 years ago now, I was awestruck by the intensity of this because it is actually a story of serial killing. Once upon a time, there was a youth called Ahimsaka. He was well born, he was the son of a high priest. He was handsome, studious, loved by many people, including his teacher and the teacher's wife. This doting on Ahimsaka caused the other students of his teacher to be jealous, and they wanted to, cause some problems for him. They went to tell the teacher that Ahimsaka was having an affair with the teacher's wife. Some people, evil runs deep. The teacher refused to believe them at first. He couldn't believe that his favorite student was having an affair with his wife. But after many repetitions, he started to see things and he started to believe them. And so consumed with anger, jealousy, and the need for revenge, he thought of some way to get rid of Ahimsaka. But he could not go all out and kill Ahimsaka. He told Ahimsaka this lie. He told Ahimsaka that in order to attain the highest level of his teaching, Ahimsaka would have to complete a difficult mission. This mission involves killing 1,000 people, 1,000 men and all women. So this was a very gory thing. Ahimsaka was a bit taken aback, and initially he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to take anyone's life. However, with convincing, and because he was a very studious person, he wanted to attain this highest level of knowledge that can be passed from his teacher to him. He set off on his killing spree. He killed left and right any poor, unfortunate person that crossed his path. So he had to get 1,000 people right. He was afraid to lose count. So whenever he killed someone, he would chop off one of their fingers and then string them and put this string, which literally became a garland of fingers around his neck. So around his neck was this like necklace or garland of dead people's fingers. And that's why he became known as Angulimala, meaning garland of fingers. Very, very disturbing indeed. If you saw somebody, with this garland of chopped off fingers around him, but you wouldn't live to tell the tale because if he saw you, your finger will probably end up in his garland and you would be gone. So, yes, he killed and killed, and everyone heard of him and everyone was afraid of him. Angulimala's mother heard that the king had sent troops out to capture her son, even though her son had become this ruthless killing machine, this brigand who was so ruthless and had taken, by that time, over 900 people's lives. He was still her son, and she wanted, if she could, to save him. She set off to look for Angulimala. Angulimala had, at this point, killed 999 people. So he counted his garland of fingers. 999. One more to go. one more to complete his mission. By this time, he was very tired. He had, I mean, killing people is no easy task. You probably have to chase them, hunt them down, and then chop off their finger and such things. He probably didn't eat well or sleep well either. So he was very exhausted. He just wanted to complete his task, and that was it. He didn't think much about who was going to be the next victim. As long as they crossed his path, that was it. He would take them down. So his mother came and found him, and he started chasing after her. He wanted to kill her and chop off her finger. She started running and running. All right. So this same day, Buddha, through his meditation and his powers, he had a vision. And he knew that this very day, Angulimala would be killing his 1000th victim. And this 1000th victim would be none other than his mother. Now, Angulimala had already committed so much bad deeds. He would definitely suffer his karma. But to kill one's own mother is one of the 5 worst things you could do in Buddhism. So the 5 would be to kill your mother, to kill your father, to kill an Arhat, to wound a Tathagatha, meaning to wound a Buddha, to cause schism or division, i.e., split in the Sangha, which is the monastic community. All right. So Angulimala was going after number 1. If he killed his mother, he would end up in the lowest levels of hell and suffer thereafter. It would be very difficult for him to recover from this. So the Buddha, with his wisdom and compassion, wanted to prevent this. He traveled through supernatural means to the site where Angulimala and his mother was. So Angulimala, in haste, trying to kill his mother, the poor woman, trying to escape from him, and the Buddha appeared. So Angulimala thought, hey, there's this other person. I need not chase after that woman. She's so desperately running away. This other person seems to be standing there. Fine, I'll go for the easy target. So he went after the Buddha, but every time he got near the Buddha will seem to disappear and reappear somewhere else. And he would chase after the Buddha, and the Buddha will disappear and appear again somewhere else. So Angulimala was quite tired, and he shouted, "Stop, monk! Stop right now!" The Buddha replied, "I have stopped. It is time you stopped." With this, and of course, because it was the Buddha with his power and influence, he managed to influence Angulimala and cause Angulimala to have this insight. And Angulimala stopped. He stopped all the killing and all the wrong thoughts that he had. His thoughts that were poisoned by his previous teacher. So Angulimala repented, and he decided to be a monk following Buddha in order to learn from the Buddha. Now, most people were willing to let go of the past, like the king did, because of the Buddha. However, there were many who were still very, very angry with Angulimala, especially the family members of those whose loved ones had been murdered. 999 people had been killed by Angulimala, and the pain of this does not go away easily. So sometimes when Angulimala went on his alms round, people will attack him and try to get their revenge on him. So it was very sad sometimes when he had to walk back to the monk's abode with bleeding head, torn robes, and such things. So the Buddha told him, "This is your karma," which I found to be quite realistically believable, because even if you repented overnight or over a period of time, it was going to be very difficult for the normal lay people who have not achieved any form of enlightenment to just let go and be able to see the murderer of their family member, be it father, mother, husband, wife, sister, brother, whoever. If your family member or your loved ones have been killed by Angulimala and you still see him walking around town, seeking alms from other people, I believe most people would be hard pressed not to try to take their revenge upon him. But regardless of this, Angulimala, due to Buddha's advice, took it to be his karma, and he just bore with it until he eventually passed away. And upon his passing, monks asked the Buddha, "What has happened to Angulimala?" They were wondering where he would be reborn. Would he be reborn in the hell realms? The Buddha said no. Angulimala had actually attained arhatship, so he was enlightened. He would not suffer the effects of his karma. People were surprised. Someone who has done so much evil, killed 999 people, on top of injuring others along the way, he could attain enlightenment. Yes, because Angulimala, when he repented and learned the teachings of the Buddha Dharma, he was thoroughly sincere and devoted. And therefore, good can overcome evil.